My name is Malyun Afra. I've been thinking about this question of who I am for a long time. I've been thinking, how do I self-identify? How do I self-identify with multiple personal identities? This Me Collection assignment has put me on a journey to search deep into my true identity, my authentic self. It helped me search my identity in a way of looking into the different angles from my core, my spirituality, my emotional, physical, social, and creative self. These are different perspectives I never tapped into. The Me Collection assignment has opened my eyes to the different components that make who I am. I am Malyun Afra, and I'm here to present to you my journey of exploring my identity. The center of my palm represents my core identity. My core identity is being Somali Canadian. These are my two cultures which influence my daily life, from the food I eat, to the languages I speak, to the way I express myself. My cultural background is Somali, where I have left when I was 8 years old, and I have lived in Canada for over 25 years. On this journey, I've been conflicted that the core of who I am, which is Somali Canadian, is not stable. At least I don't feel like it's stable because it changes depending on where I am. It changes with location. For example, when I'm in Kenya, as soon as I land at the airport, even though I have a Canadian passport, I'm seen as being Somali. When I travel to Somalia, I am Somali, and more specifically, I'm associated with my clan. When my Somali Canadian identities intersect, I pick and choose different parts of my identity, depending on who I'm having the conversation with. Even within Canada, sometimes I consider myself as being Black, African, Somali. So, like I said before, it changes. Other times, I'm just a human being impacted by the world issues. So, for example, my Canadian identity is represented by, for example, the language I speak, English, drinking at Tim Hortons. I made a point when I was in Dubai to go drink at Tim Hortons because it was the most Canadian thing to do. I remember having conversations about winter and winter sports and about the weather, which I know is not normal in other cultures, but it's the normal thing being Canadian. I also appreciate my Somali culture of the food we eat, the language we speak, and of poetry, as Somalis are known for being the land of poets. I try to take the positive aspects of my two cultures and take pride in them, present and represent. Now I'll be talking about my spiritual self, which is represented by my thumb. I am Muslim. This is part of who I am. It is part of my core identity. As being Somali means I'm Muslim, even though not all Somalis are Muslim, but being Muslim is part of the Somali culture. Being Muslim is part of my humanity and my connection to a higher being, God. It is a deep inner identity which comes from my heart. Islam teaches me that God created me for a great purpose, to submit to Him through everything I do, even with my connection with the world and people. Being kind, giving, and taking care of the environment is part of the teaching of Islam. How I connect with my religion is based on this verse in the Quran. And the verse says, this is coming from chapter 99, verses 7 to 8. So these are two verses starting. Then whoever did even an atom worth of good shall see it, and whoever commits an atom worth of evil shall see it. This verse motivates me to do good through my interaction with people and the environment, no matter how small it is. And I live by this motto. It might be through my interaction with my family or even the students that I teach at school, or it could be my neighbors as well. And now I'm going to be talking about my emotional self, which is represented by my forefinger. There are different emotions that come to play in my life, but the core emotion that I experience is happiness, coming from the pride I take in both my Somali and Canadian cultures, including languages and way of life, of my family love, of the community that grounds me and the times I can give back, of my career and the contributions I'm able to make by educating young children when they have that smile that they got something or they feel loved. Happiness of my friends who might live a different lives but have common things to share, laugh, and sometimes tear over. Of my education and its ability to help me be open-minded and seeing limitless world. Happiness from the kindness from strangers, but when I can also show kindness back to strangers. Happiness of the better world we can have when few show examples to the rest of humanity, because it is our humanity that connects us all. And now I'm going to be talking about my social self, which is represented by my middle finger. I wear different social hats. I am a mother, a daughter, a sister, a wife, a friend. I am an aunt, niece, and cousin. I am a student, I am a teacher, and I am an active community member, among many other things. I play different roles and I have different responsibilities, and those are part of my identity. These roles provide me with opportunities to give back, but also these roles provide me with supportive networks that I can rely on to help nurture my growth. And now I'm going to be talking about my physical self, which is represented by my ring finger. I am a BMW, and by that I mean I am black, I am Muslim, and I'm woman. Just like the brand BMW has a label, I have these physical labels in the Canadian society. I am visibly black due to my skin color, visibly Muslim with my headscarf, and visibly woman. Those labels don't come with luxury like the BMW does, but rather it comes with stigmatization and oppression of anti-black, Islamophobia, and sexism. While having these physical identities bring about some challenges, I feel like these challenges have made me a stronger person who takes active role in our Canadian society to bring about better change in my role as an educator, an active community member, and bringing about counter narratives, counter stories to those identities. And now I'm going to be talking about my creative self, represented by my pinky finger. My role of teaching allows me to be part of the process of being creative and creating creative lesson plans that excite students who want to learn and ultimately to want to come to school. I enjoy creating poetry to express my feelings, ask provocative questions about society, and at the same time inspire others. I'm creative in problem solving social conflicts and creating alternative paths to reach common grounds. For example, I have solved marital issues of family and friends, and I have been told to consider counseling. In conclusion, this project has helped me to make peace with my multiple identities and their intersectionalities. While those identities were both external and internal, all of them played an essential role to make me who I am. This journey of exploring my identity was of an essence and made me realize how important it is as an educator to allow our students to explore their identities so they can take pride in who they are and help them connect with their Canadian identity. I would like to thank all my classmates as well as Professor Patrick Finessi for this opportunity to explore my identity from the different angles I haven't considered before. It has been quite the journey to learn about myself, and I thank you. Thank you so much.